The vast potential of Lake Volta remains anchored by a critical yet faltering link, regular ferry services. And it is the reason the Member of Parliament for KPANDO, Sebastian Day, is now calling for the urgent revival of this essential transport network, stating that a reliable lake transport system isn't just about crossing water, it is the engine for trade, agriculture, and connection for constituencies across the Volta, Oti, Eastern, and Northern regions.
If you're talking the economy of this, the current, I'll say, municipality, it can only be linked to the natural resource endowment of the constituency. And by no uh, stretch of imagination, you would agree with me that the lake, which by my estimate and from data that is available, borders, the KPANDO constituency, about 21 kilometers of shoreline borders the lake. So major economic activities are linked to the lake. And you need not do too much of a research to be able to find out that the main reasons that were adduced to actually support the economic justification for building the dam, the Kosombo Dam, also brought out the fact that some communities that will be at the, I'll say, those that border the lake, lake transport was supposed to serve as a major economic boosting activity for these communities. And you would actually also know that I have indicated how old Pando constituency and important it has been. Now, if we have a lake with such a long shoreline, and we have all the agricultural lands, arable agricultural lands available, then one can only imagine or even do a proper economic justification that proper lake transport is paramount to the economy.
He expressed concerns over the current reality of irregular schedules and frequent breakdowns. The Member of Parliament points out to a stark example in which a ferry commissioned during the first John Dramani Mahama administration broke down soon after and was never fully returned to service.
Assume the regular services that it used to provide at the time that it was commissioned. I think you heard it from the CEO herself when she took the floor today to explain that the machines or the ferries are old. Generally speaking about the organization and serviceable parts and the rest of it. Technically, the service has not been good. So it was just proper that I raise this concern and then just try to elicit some responses to the challenges that are preventing the services from being regular. And I think that in doing so, I was able to indicate the number of districts in addition to Pando that benefit from these services. You would be aware that a number of districts within Volta region, I can mention South Dani, North Dani, I can mention Biakuye, I can mention Pando itself, I can mention Nkwanta, South, North, I can mention Krachi, East, West. All these districts, in fact, the number within Volta and OT alone, not to talk about Eastern and Northern regions, the number close to 12 or 13. So if all these communities, they have their economic activities depending on the lake, anything that affects lake transport, I think that it must actually receive the necessary attention.
Beyond goods and travel, The Member of Parliament emphasizes that a functional lake transport system is a direct answer to unemployment in lakeside communities. On the response by the Transport Minister at the Public Accounts Committee, the Member of Parliament has this to say.
I think the minister was very upbeat about trying to put out what the efforts that the ministry, his ministry, was doing to, as it were, ensure that the lake transport was up to scratch, because he painted a very good picture of how cost effective it is to transport by lake or water as compared to road. The nuances and then the challenges associated with the the road transport. I think they painted all those pictures.
As Ghana looks to decongest its roads and diversify its transport network, a consistent water system is a clear solution. However, for those who depend on Lake Volta, the promise is adrift, caught between frequent breakdowns and the struggle for maintenance. The call is clear: to unlock regional economic growth, the ferry services must be revived.